So Tim, you are first of all, hello. How are you? That's a great.
Good.
It's a good color, by the way.
Thanks, man. I mean, I bring a little more Technicolor than you, who've gone monochrome on us
Yeah,
between the
I agree.
black and the silver. I mean,
And the
and the Oakland
gray.
Raiders and the gray. And look, man. Thank you for picking up on my
No,
purple.
and you're a musician as well. You're a colorful guy, and you're a drummer. And if you had a name, like just give me like top of your head your
Neil
three
Peart,
favorite drummers.
Neil
Peart, I
Peart,
knew you were going to
Keith
go with
Moon,
that.
John Bonham,
Right.
Stuart Copeland.
Stuart Copeland of the Police.
Doesn't get enough. How about
Butch Trucks, Allman Brothers fame.
Yeah, Butch. I love Butch. I love Butch Trucks, uncle of Derek Trucks, who I probably love more as a guitarist than I do Butch as a drummer. And Gomer Pyle, who's the guy in Skinner that you liked?
It's not Gomer Pyle. See, you're doing what I typically do. I like what you did there. Artemis Pyle was the drummer of Leonard Skinner. Sib Hashian of Boston fame.
Wow, nice.
But the guy you didn't mention, and a lot of people think he's one of the top three drummers. I have no idea. You know this better than I do. I think he's more of a jazz musician that made his way into rock and roll. But Charlie Watts is 80 years old. Yeah. 80 years old today. Think about that.
Boy, talk about tumbling dice, man. I mean, that dude has been rolling the bones for a long time. And no, he's, you know what he is? He is the metronome, man. He's the human metronome. He's the backbeat. I mean, there's nothing flashy there. He's certainly not a great looking guy. Not that matters. Maybe somebody somewhere. So the question really is ultimately the role of the drummer to be just the backbeat and to be steady as she goes, or is it to be flamboyant and to provide fills and provide, like Keith Moon was playing lead on the drums, and that was something that I think for a lot of people was uneasy. Although most people will acknowledge that we haven't seen anything like it since, and maybe it's just one off. But yeah, look, Chaz Watts bringing it strong. So look, if we're talking about the market in the context really of steady as she goes, and without the volatility, say, of a Keith Moon, or even a Bonzo,
or a Bonham. I was going to say, the volatility of a Bonham, exactly.
Yeah. So which is the market you'd like? Because people are making a lot of money. Believe it or not, we talk about the people losing a lot of money in Bitcoin these days, but people are making a lot of money trading it too. And I think the volatility in here, or whether it has been in some of these high multiple stocks, or whether it's been in some of these bombed out names that are broken companies. And I don't mean AMC and GameStop, but I mean more like a Macy's or a Nordstrom's or a Gap, or these companies that, what's the music you like and what's the market you like, or do you like the Charlie Watts? Because I got to tell you, the market's given you overall a lot of Charlie Watts lately, man. It's
a lot
steady.
of Charlie Watts. And, I'm just going through the Rolling Stones.
What are you doing over there, man? You're not even looking at me.
No, because I'm listening to you. I'm just going through the top 100 drummers of all time. I mean, I'm going to throw some names at you that I've never. Bill Bruford. I don't know if you know that
Bruford,
name.
Wakeman, and Howe. Yeah, dude.
Is that the Bruford of Anderson Bruford?
Yes. So he was probably, yes. Well, no, I don't know where he came from. All right. What else you got?
No, I'm just looking.
Carmine,
they got
Carmine Apiece. You got Carmine Apiece in there.
Charlie Rich.
You got Ginger Baker.
Benny Benjamin. I mean, these are some great names. Stuart Copeland, you mentioned.
Yeah.
I mean, we should put out. I mean, that should Al Jackson Jr. I mean, tremendous names.
I think Al Jackson pitched for the Mets at one point.
I think he was one of the original Mets.
I think he was a pitching coach. I think we had Al Jackson as a pitching coach. We could have used him last night, by the way.
But I guess to answer it, well, I mean, I didn't bring it up. You brought it up. I mean, it's funny. I was looking around. The Mets were up 4-zip. Stroh was throwing just coasting. Stroh was throwing BBs. And then I came up this morning and I turn on the news. I'm like, the Mets lost. I'm like, that's a gift to me. Like, because you think you're going to bed with a Mets win. I wake up and it's just beautiful.
And we lost one the way that we've so painfully lost so many, where the suddenly vaunted bullpen lost one. And meanwhile, you know, in the Bronx, the Yanks, rather than continuing their skidding ways, and again, skidding really almost out of control right now. You had Heatmeiser step up in the 11th and hit a 2-run laser right over that short porch. And look, maybe it's his time. Maybe it's his time. He's on my roto team, by the way, and he's been very disappointing.
Yeah, disappointing year for Clint Frazier, without question. But you have to ask yourself, we're going to go back and say that June night in the Bronx is when Clint Frazier turned his season around. He also made a game-saving catch in right field earlier in the evening. So good for Clint, and good for the vaunted Yankee bullpen, which has also been throwing darts. I think the bats, as the weather heats up, I think the bats will act in kind. But yeah, it's the Yankee fan in me, Tim.
Well, look, Exile on Main Street might be my favorite Stones album. There's some, I mean, again, Tumbling Dice, Rocks Off. I don't know exactly what the title means, what it's about, but I mean, it's a great tune. Monkey Man.
Sure.
I mean, you're going deep there, and I think right now, if you know, I get a little concerned that the market is actually about to go from Charlie Watts to John Bonham, because I think, you know, look, the VIX sub 17 has me concerned. We've learned how to figure this inflation calculus into. We're late into earnings season. We don't really have a lot of surprises here. If anything, you know, we've got like some wacky geopolitics with your boy Putin and just everything that they can hack, they're hacking. I mean, so. You know, I don't know. Hold down the fort. You've been nailing it, by the way, on all of these cyber stocks and security and whatnot. I mean, you've been early on this trade. You stay there. What are you doing with that trade?
I think you absolutely stay there. I mean, people will say they're expensive on any metric you want to use, and that is true. But there are only a few of them that really do it well. But before we get out of here, I'm going to say something, and you're going to find this you're going to be disappointed in me, but. Every day of the week, I will take Linda Ronstadt's Tumbling Dice over the Stones Tumbling Dice. I said it. Yes.
Well, Guy, I'm not waiting on a lady. I'm waiting on a friend. I can't wait to see you back at the NASDAQ, which, you know, we're all kind of getting back to that. So, look, Linda Ronstadt all day long, man. You're a winner today.
See you later.
Later.